Thank you, Representative Paszynski, and thank you, Dr. Wagner, for your very thoughtful testimony. And before the members take off, I'd like to, on behalf of the members of the committee and myself and Representative Cohen, Minority Chair, to thank all of our testifiers today for the very thoughtful testimonies, the expertise that was shared. And I had a lot of questions throughout the testimony today. I had a lot of commentary throughout the questioning today, and I restrained that for the benefit of the members to get in as many questions as possible with our limited time that we had with each testifier based on the large number of testifiers, larger than we normally have, and the importance of this topic to members on both sides of the aisle. And Representative Cohen joined in asking some of those questions. So I'd take the liberty as chairman here at the end to summarize a couple of thoughts as we part ways here before we enter into a vigorous debate on this issue as legislation is moved through this committee in the near future. Some of the testimony, I think there was a common theme to paying off the debt and the unfunded liability. And I think Representative Trua had talked about the moral obligation, and I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think members on both sides of the aisle would agree that we have both a moral and a constitutional responsibility to pay off this unfunded liability. I would take it a step further and say that we have a responsibility, not the future generations. So I think, and that was another common theme that we saw through some of the testimony from Mr. Dreyfus and others, to say we should look at the period of time that we're paying this off and shorten that down to a 15 to 20 year time frame so that the current generation, so to speak, is paying that debt off and not creating a situation of generational theft in requiring our children and grandchildren to continue to pay what we should have paid for. And beyond that, the sinking boat analogy that was used by Representative Hill has been used in the past. I remember Representative Vankovich used it regarding his own boating experience with forgetting to put the plug in his boat. I'm sure he'll appreciate that I'm reminding him of that today, and watching his boat start to sink and having to jump off and put the plug in and find the hole. So I think, and then the analogy used with the credit cards, cutting up the additional credit cards, we have an inherent flaw in this defined benefit system because it is politically manipulated. This defined benefit system will always be politically manipulated because politicians are the ones responsible for it. So corporate America has moved away from DB plans because it doesn't make sense for their profit margins. We must move away from DB plans because it does not make sense if we're going to try and protect taxpayers and future taxpayers from the damage that's done by a politically manipulated system that's the current defined benefit system. So the defined benefit system is broken. We can fund it. I mean, we can make the sacrifices, we can make the contributions and fully fund it again, but it doesn't mean future legislators won't continue to enhance benefits when things are looking well, like was done back in 2001. It doesn't mean that we won't experience market downturns that the taxpayers are going to be on the hook of dealing with, because during the market upturns, legislators decided they're going to put the money elsewhere, like was done through several cycles over the years. We watch school districts stop contributing. We watch the state stop contributing as employers, a very irresponsible decision, while they funded other projects and programs, both at the local level in the school districts and at the state level. That money was spent elsewhere. It's gone forever. And now taxpayers now are being asked to make up the difference. And as long as we have a political manipulated DB plan, taxpayers will always have the wrong end of the stick in this agreement. That's why it's important to shift the responsibility to the individual employee and have the state and school district act like responsible employers, give a responsible contribution rate to a defined contribution plan so that every employee has a chance for a good retirement and saving in a responsible way for that entire retirement. And we need to mandate it. If we're going to switch the defined contribution plan, there has to be mandated rates of investment, because if not, we've seen from the testimony today that investment won't occur with those that are young and looking to a bright future and not realizing how quick life goes. So thank you for the members' time today. Thank you for our testifiers and for the audience, and we'll look forward to the vigorous debate that will occur. I'm excited about having that debate because I think the facts are on the side of making a change that's needed to protect the taxpayers of Pennsylvania. Everyone have a great day. Motion to adjourn by Representative Dush, seconded by Representative Truitt. This meeting is adjourned.